Jesus heals a paralytic. Luke chapter 5, 17 through 26. The setting. Jesus had just recently called his first disciples, James, John, and Simon. Jesus saw these men were cleaning their nets, so he climbed into Simon's boat and put out a little from the land and began to teach the people who were on the shore. When Jesus finished teaching, he told Simon to go out into the deep water and cast his net. Simon did as Jesus told him, and he caught so many fish that James and John had to come and help him bring the net into the boat. Everyone who saw the haul of fish was astonished. Jesus had told them to not be afraid, for from now on they would be fishing for men. So they left everything and followed Jesus. And while they were traveling with Jesus, they encountered a man who had leprosy, and Jesus healed the man. Soon the news about Jesus spread, and many came to hear and teach and to be healed. One day while Jesus was teaching in a house, there were in the crowd of people some religious leaders and teachers of the law that had heard about Jesus and had come from Jerusalem and from many of the villages in the rural areas. Great power from God was upon Jesus, and he healed many. There were also in the crowd some men who were carrying a bed with a paralyzed man lying on it. They sought to get through the crowd of people to bring the paralyzed man to Jesus so that Jesus could heal him. However, they could find no way through the crowd, so they climbed up on the roof of the house where Jesus was. Then they removed some of the tiles in the roof so that they could then lower the man on the bed down through the roof and set him in front of Jesus. Jesus saw what they were doing and was impressed by the faith of the paralyzed man's friends. And Jesus, seeing their faith, said to the paralyzed man, "Man, your sins are forgiven you." The religious leaders and the teachers of the law who were there in the crowd began to talk among themselves, saying, "Who is this man who speaks blasphemies? Besides God, who has the authority to forgive sins?" Jesus knew what they were thinking, so he said to these religious leaders, "Why do you question and doubt in your hearts? Which is easier to say, 'Your sins are forgiven you,' or to say, 'Rise up and walk'? You need to know that the Son of Man does have the authority on earth to forgive sins." And then Jesus said to the paralyzed man, "Get up, pick up your bed, and go to your home." The man immediately got off of the bed, began walking, picked up his bed, and carried it to his home. As he returned home, he began glorifying God, and all who saw what had happened glorified God as well. They were filled with awe, saying, "We have seen extraordinary things today."